Hey y'all, welcome to At Home with Allie. My name's Allie. This is super exciting. I am just creating a YouTube channel for the very first time. Never done this before. We have officially been on YouTube for 1 whole year. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Allie. If you're a subscriber or you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for tuning in. I am so excited for today's video. I just thought it was time to film a video for it and to appreciate all that that means to me and to my channel and to all of you that tune in and watch my videos or follow my Instagram and my TikTok. I just appreciate every single one of you so much. You have no idea. I can't believe it's already been a year. September 2021. I launched my YouTube. I announced it on my personal Instagram. I created a public Instagram account, and I've known nothing about YouTube or marketing. I've just done research, and I didn't know anything about video editing or filming or equipment. And so if you are an OG and you've seen my earlier videos, my video editing skills and my repertoire of filming equipment and all that has grown exponentially since I started last year, which is insane to think about that it's already been a year, but I think I've already come a long way and I have so much more to learn, and I'm just excited about that and for that process and just to see where it leads, because this is so fun to me and it's such a passion of mine and it is a dream of mine. Sorry, our AC unit just went on if you can hear that. It's just a dream of mine to be able to do this one day full time, but until then, it's just a fun creative outlet for me. I actually did a poll over on my Instagram. If you don't follow me, give me a follow. I post all sorts of recipe tips and wine things and just fun life stuff on my Instagram, and that is At Home with Allie. I'll put it on the screen. But I did a poll and I asked, filming a video, you're on YouTube, what would you like to know? So I'm gonna be doing more of a Q&A style video today, and now we can jump into the video with all the questions. Okay, first question, why do I live in Nashville? So for those of you that are new here or don't know, I live in Nashville, Tennessee. Technically, I live in Franklin, which is south of Nashville. It's just a suburb right outside the city. But I originally came here after graduating college back in 2016. My sister and brother-in-law, Liz and Matt, live out here, and they wanted me to come visit, so I came for a couple weeks, and I met one of their friends on a game night that they had while I was out here. A good friend of theirs. Long story short, he and I hit it off and he asked me out for drinks, and the rest is history. Like, we dated long distance for a year, and I came out here in 2017 and we got married back in 2020. Hence our little wedding gallery wall. My husband Hunter is incredible, love of my life, and he's the reason I chose to really move here. And I just fell in love with it. The climate of different things in Tennessee remind me so much of where I'm from in North Idaho. For those of you who don't know, I'm from a small town called Coeur d'Alene. It's beautiful, and just a lot of the culture and everything is very similar, so it feels very much like home. So, best and worst things about living in Nashville. So I don't frequent Nashville as much as I used to when I first lived here, about the first 4-ish years. But I've always really worked there or lived around it. And I would say the best things about it is that you can get so many different kinds of food. So where I'm from in North Idaho, it's very singular and, ethnically or racially. And here, you get so many different cultures. It's kind of a melting pot. Asian, African American, a very prominent Hispanic culture. So many different kinds of foods, and there's always something going on in the city, something to do. It's really fun to be in the city when you go out there, and I don't know, I love the energy and I love the weather. It's very warm here. So I would say those are probably some of my favorite things. Also, it's very centrally located, so you can go so many different places in the south from here, or just take a quick flight somewhere. So it's pretty centrally located too. So I really enjoy that. I would say the worst parts of living in Nashville, that's a really hard question. I think the tourism, as positively as it affects the economic growth of Nashville. So I would say downtown is probably my least favorite part about Nashville, is just the incredible amount of people that go down there. So I tend to avoid it like the plague unless I have someone visiting. It's just not my cup of tea to go down to Broadway. What is your favorite go-to easy weeknight dinner? I would probably say, so the meals that we tend to have on repeat every couple weeks or whatever, chicken Caesar salad. My husband loves Caesar salad, like that's his favorite type of salad. I love it as well, but I also like different kinds of salads. This one, it comes together super easy. We don't do the one that comes in a kit in a bag. No shade towards that, but the lettuce tends to be all like brown and wilty because it's already been pre-cut, and I just don't mess with that. So what I do is I quickly cook up some chicken cutlets, whether it's on the grill or on the stovetop in a pan with some olive oil and salt and pepper, maybe some garlic powder. I make sure I get the cutlets at the store, or if I get a full chicken breast, I slice it through the center so that they're each thin, full pieces of chicken breast, so they cook quickly and they cook evenly. We take either old bread that we've got sitting around, like a really good loaf of bread, or if we just have some really yummy artisan bread loaf in the fridge that we got for groceries, we'll cut that up into chunks. Then we'll dust it with some olive oil and some garlic powder or whatever, maybe some dried herbs. Toss it around, put it on a baking sheet, stick it in the oven for a few minutes till they get all crispy. That is such a key part of it. It just elevates it a little bit more for such a quick weeknight meal. And then I chop up the lettuce a particular way. I mostly just use romaine, and I slice it really thin so it's kind of like little ribbons. It's easier to eat that way. That's just how we prefer it. And then I use usually a store-bought Caesar salad dressing. I like the Brianna's, I think is what it's called, Caesar dressing. But I'd love to make some. I just know that we might not use all of it, but it's just an easy way to make it a more gourmet weeknight meal considering how quickly it comes together. A couple other things we like to make are the copycat P.F. Chang's chicken wraps. It's just ground chicken that's seasoned really deliciously in a sauce, and you put it in a lettuce wrap. So good, so easy, so flavorful. It comes together so quickly because all you're doing is cooking and seasoning the chicken. Another one that Hunter really liked this last week, I made Greek Euro bowls. So it was just ground lamb, and I did white rice and chopped up some cucumbers and some red onions, and you could add Kalamata olives to it. And I just use some store-bought naan bread, but I also love making homemade naan if I have the time. But for the sake of time, I just get the store-bought kind and I toss it in the oven, and I use some room temperature butter, and I add some minced garlic, and I kind of mix that up and put it on the hot naan bread when it comes out of the oven, and it is so freaking good. And I just buy a little container of store-bought tzatziki sauce, and it's phenomenal. It tastes so good. It just has, I think the key personally to making weeknight meals that are quick and easy, they're on the table really quickly, you're tired. The key to making those so delicious and flavorful is just to add a couple elements in your dish that elevate the flavor. Or instead of using something store-bought, like for the salad, the Caesar salad, making your own croutons, and that takes hardly any time at all. You need a little bit more mindfulness on the front end, but it just sends a dish. It makes it feel more gourmet and like you took more time than you really did. And that's kind of what I do for that. Sorry, that was a little long-winded. Post more wine videos. I know I've only posted a couple of wine videos here, I believe. I can link them in the description box for you guys. I do on my TikTok. I'll post my TikTok name here. It's At Home with Allie. Go follow me because I just started this series about wine tasting through different boxed wines at the grocery store. For those of you that don't know, I am a certified sommelier level 1. I haven't done it in a few years, but it's something that is just a fun thing that I know how to do, and I can educate friends and family, and I've actually done wine tastings and sold tickets for that before. I just love that it's very much using all your senses, and I love cooking and I'm a foodie, and so, but if you guys want to see more wine tasting videos or how-to wine videos or whatever, please tell me. Just leave me a comment down below, and if that's something that people would really like to see, I'd love to make another one for you. Okay, so this is a really good question I got. What makes your YouTube so special or different? Dang, that's a good question. This one, I'm not gonna lie, is harder for me to answer just because hyping yourself up to your audience. And I started YouTube because I always had friends or family or just people I knew that I loved cooking for or doing wine stuff with that would tell me, you know, you should share this somehow. You should put it on your Instagram or whatever. And I would do that periodically on my personal Instagram. You know, my sister Liz was actually the one that really pushed me to start a YouTube channel. And I was always like, who would even watch me? Why would anyone care? You know, just those really negative thoughts that you tell yourself, and just very negative self-talk, which we all have and struggle with. I understand that. I have always loved YouTube. My friend Malia and I, back in, I think it was high school or college, talked about making a YouTube video together and reviewing makeup products and things like that. I think I just have such a big heart to share making things for people. I love cooking for people. I love cooking for guests. My mom instilled that in me, and I just have the heart to share this stuff, you know? I think if you have a gift, you're meant to share it with the world, and God does that for a reason. And I just want people to, you know, if they don't have someone to teach them this kind of stuff, I think it's important to equip people so that they have a place where they can see how things are done. And also, because my channel is so incredibly small, clearly I don't have a lot of followers remotely. I haven't even reached 100, but it's important for people that, you know, aren't popular or well known to know that all your things are still valid, your hopes and your dreams are still valid. I don't know, I just feel like I have a voice for that. I've had people make fun of how small of a following I have. At the end of the day, this makes me so happy, and it just makes my heart full to share this with everybody. And I have a very different background than a lot of people that I know of that I follow on YouTube. This brings me into another question that says, what are you? God. Just FYI, if anyone ever asks, what are you, or if you're someone that doesn't know how to ask someone about their ethnicity, racial background, just say, what ethnicity are you? What's your nationality? I think it's a better way than saying, what are you? Because it's kind of like, well, I'm a human, what are you? And I get this question all the time. Not even like on YouTube, but just where I work. Whenever I've started new jobs or met new groups of people, that's the question. And it's just kind of, if you don't know anyone to tell you this, just say, what's your ethnicity or ethnic background? Just a kinder way of saying, what are you? Because clearly they're a human being as yourself. So for those of you that don't know, I am biracial, and I absolutely love that. My dad is from New York. I'm half white. My mom was from El Salvador, so I'm half Latina. They also asked, do you speak Spanish? And yes, I do. I'm not fluent, pero puedo hablar un poco, pero no hablo mucho. No hablo en mi YouTube channel porque tengo un acento y me tengo pena cuando hablo en español y no tengo alguien con quien hablar. And I don't know, I get really nervous, and I don't speak it often. I don't have anyone to speak Spanish. I love my Hispanic heritage. I'm trying to learn more about it. I really want to learn to speak Spanish fluently. If you hadn't seen my Miami vlog, when I went there, I felt like a part of me totally came alive, and I was thriving there just because of the rich culture that I was finally able to connect with, which I hadn't been able to since I lived in LA. I was born and raised there till I was about 11, and then I moved up to North Idaho, which is a completely different culture shock. But I love Latin culture, and everyone's so, you know, passionate and so loving, and affection is such a big part of the culture, and that was what I was raised with, and I absolutely adore it. And I think the language is so beautiful that, yes, I love YouTube. It's such a big creative outlet for me. Whether or not people watch my videos, it kind of just still put myself out there, which I think is so important to do that for yourself. And if it fails, then it fails, but you know what? At least I freaking tried. When I have someone tell me, oh my gosh, your YouTube channel popped up on my feed, or I love the video that you posted, that was so great, I totally made that recipe, or what are some upcoming videos? So I've got a few coming up in the next few weeks, over the next month or so. I am going to finally, Hunter and I are going to be filming a mini reno reveal, so like a little home tour of just the parts of our house that we recently renovated. I have posted 2 parts of the 3-part series on my YouTube, and it has been so much fun, and we've learned a lot about each other and like what we like, and so I will finally be sharing that. We're finally putting together, styling all the different areas that we did, so I've just been waiting for that to finally put that out there. Another video we're going to be doing is a updated home decor. I have a few things I want to do even in this space in our dining room. Eventually I want to get a few new furniture pieces. We're also going to Las Vegas, baby, in January. Hunter is turning 30 and that's where he wanted to go. That's all the questions I have for this video. I'm so excited to be doing YouTube for about a year now. So I hope you like this video as much as I loved filming it. Y'all, we are here. It's been a year. We'll see what God has in store. I don't know, but thank you for watching. If you liked it, click that like button and hit subscribe so that you can keep up with more videos as we post them. And a la próxima. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.